Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wolf, and I'm casting a game between OpTiMuSPriME, Blue Terran, and his opponent, Darkomicron, which both these names remind me of Futurama. Red Protoss, top right, whatever, of Metalopolis, one of my favorite maps, and considered generally the most balanced map. This game is definitely going to show you guys the importance of micro, especially as Protoss. You know why I said, and we all know why Darkomicron makes me think, is it Omicron? Omicron. That's how I've always read it. Darkomicron per se 8, you know, Futurama. When I said OpTiMuSPriME, it reminded me of Wash Bucket. Wash Bucket full. Not my best voice. And so I was trying my Gothmog voice today, and I was thinking about if I should use it as my new Zerg voice, because Zerg don't actually say anything. And so Terran, I kind of have them do it like, dude, I'm a Terran player, I'm going to make a lot of meals, okay, so. And then Protoss players talk like, we are the light of the color. Couriers arrive, things like that. But Zerg players don't actually say anything. For me to speak Zerg, it'd be like, you guys are like, oh, what's that? Great control by Dark. Dark's got really good micro, very impressive, especially for a third rank 2,200 rank, I think is what it said. I know it said that. You guys are like, interesting hotkey setup too. 0 for Nexus. Kind of a preference. I know that Zerg players want them usually generally in the middle. Personally, I like it towards the end here as a Zerg player because good snipe there, but SCV. I like to have mine towards the left because I use the grid layout, and so a lot of the keys I need to click are right by 1 and 2 anyway, which makes macro as Zerg really easy for me. I'm really good at Zerg macro, but as Protoss, I like to have my Nexus at 5, probably just for the same basic reason. I can see why you'd want it at 0, since Nexus are definitely not the most important building. Putting down a faster supply depot, good play there by the Terran player to keep out the drone, or probe. They're probes, they're not drones. Getting a Marine out to take care of it too. Yeah, losing the SCV at the beginning to a probe is really bad. At higher level of play, it's very necessary that you at least delay something with the probe, because, I mean, that's definitely, you guys are going to hurt me for this, but our probe is definitely one of the best harass units we have, so, and then we lose it, so, not that bad of a trade. Hurt the supply depot for no reason, killed one of them earlier, slowed down some buildings, so, and made the supply depot go down faster, so, not bad at all by Dark, did good job with his harass. His opponent probably hasn't even scouted him yet. No. Yeah, so his opponent hasn't scouted him yet. He's getting lucky. If he scouted the wrong direction, then he would be dead. You twa first blood. With the E button. True. And Dark is actually an EU player, you know, European, and so, what you doing, European? Child obesity. Don't do a very good Peter voice. Actually, I probably don't do very many good voices today. I'm a little sore today, guys. My voice is a little tired. When I saw this the first time, I thought he was going to do a farming build, is what Coco Row calls it on the SCA forums. It's where you build an in-base command center. I think or an in-base orbital command overall. I think you use it to wall off too. It's a really fast one. So I don't know if this is the exact. I know from watching the replay when it's going super fast, this isn't the same build, but I don't know exactly how to do it. I do know that you basically get like 6 racks and then get 2. Oh, good control by the stalker there. Gonna snipe another SCV. Great. Take those early pickups. Definitely not gonna be able to do anything, but backing up before he loses shields. Great control. Yeah, so it's like you build 2 orbital commands, you just mule the shit out of your mineral line, and then you just build a shit ton of bunkers. So this is kind of what it started to look like. A lot of delayed gas, but not bad at all. Able to hold off early aggression, probably due to the lack of scouting. Dark goes for a 2-gate into either charge or blink, which is great play. Charge and blink are very good. You can't expect gateway units to beat MM in general, but if you have charge and blink, it makes with charge, it makes confrontations much easier, and with blink, it makes micro much easier. I mean, blink is like the super micro toy. Toy. And we can see that with a little bit of chrono boost, that one just a little faster. Isn't it beautiful? Probably not faster. They're going to end at the same time. You're like, duh. That was faster. I win. Ha. And so we got a command center going down. Going to put the first mule probably on the mineral line here, or save up the energy and put 2 or so down here. 1.5, I guess. 2 bunkers going down. These stalkers won't be able to do anything. So first time I watched this, I saw that Dark He's doing a 3-gate charge, I think. Yeah, Blink actually first, so he's going to get Blink first, which he has great micro, so I totally support this. Unfortunately, though, his Stalkers are in a lot of, well, they were in a lot of trouble. Now they're doing the damage they need to. Sending SCVs down here to make sure he can secure the expansion, definitely what he's looking for. Losing a lot of mining time and minerals just to fixing. Remember, fixing is really expensive. Like, damn, he fixes the planetary fortress and it doesn't die. Well, that's a really expensive planetary fortress to keep up, trust me. Little build up on the Chrono Boost 5. No doubt that's actually just for saving up on the Blink research. Once you get Blink, Stalkers are actually really dangerous. So 3-gate in the Blink. Doesn't see too much of a change for a little while. I'm surprised he didn't expand while pushing there. Would have been safe to do that. His opponent is now officially expanding. Terran players are really lucky that they can expand in base before they push out. So that's the biggest advantage I could give to Terran players in terms of expanding. Your buildings fly, bitch. We're also going to see a great unit composition by Dark. I mean, he's a little Stalker heavy, but if you get Blink or Charge, you definitely want to try to have your numbers a little skewed towards the other, the one that you have Charge or Blink for. You're like, oh, I got Blink. Well, I'll warp in like 10 Zealots in one Stalker. Yay, that's what we call wasted resources, guys. Woo finger, woo. We started going for the expand. We got a couple mules hanging around here, freaking mules. 2 bunkers, gonna have a good defense out here. Definitely, I mean, putting down all these add-ons was very dangerous, except for he was able to do it because he got his bunkers out. And so, kind of a dual thing. If you get bunkers out, you're able to protect yourself and get the add-ons and expand. So, unfortunately, Sentry's in the front, but luckily it doesn't get focus fired at all. You can tell Marines and bunkers to attack specific things, I think, so I'm almost certain of that. I don't play Terran. Terran's done. You guys can see how awesome those Zealots are at taking the damage in the front. When you have your Terran player and he's on the defensive, you're able to really take advantage of that. And so we're going to see Dark's definitely going to fall back, though, because he knows he can't stick in there with Stalkers, and that's a really good play, is to move in, do as much damage as you can with your ZSS, and then return or blink back to the shadows is actually a really effective play. So we got 3 more Zealots coming in. They shouldn't be able to break through this, but they are definitely a force to be reckoned with, mainly because the bunker's actually in the way. Although getting it cancelled is going to give him a little more access to the other bunker. Strong defensive emplacements for sure. There we go, and then he's going to go fix it. So then he's got to fall back again. You'll see as soon as his Stalkers get lower in HP, which definitely great micro from anybody who's not like a super professional player. That is excellent unit control there. Keeping those Stalkers alive with Blink is amazing, and is one of the best forms harassed Protoss have, especially because it's not going out of our way to get Blink, really. High Templar are a great tech option. And so, players sticking with the same thing. Got the Terran player on the defensive right now. Fortunately for him, he does have mules and a bit of a build-up. It is true that generally you have to go robotics as Protoss, usually just because that's how the game is evolved to. But if you're on the offensive, your opponent, he's going to have to save his energy for mules. He's not going to be able to attack you as well. He won't, I mean, he'll have to have more units. If he tries to get a Banshee out and expand like this, he would be dead. There's no doubt about that. And so, observers are great. I'm sure robotics will be going down soon, probably with the expansion that I expect to be coming at about 400 resources. So, pushing while expanding. We can see on the minimap he's about to expand, I think. Just do it, you bitch. I want to see it. Man, amazing control here. He's a little bit of macro fill. That's okay, though. Good control here overall. Concussive Shell is done now, but he's just focus firing 1 Zealot down, which is not very good control. Guardian Shield's up, though. -2 damage and all that shit, bitch. And then the Zealots are going to walk forward. They're certainly not enjoying the slow, but they're taking the damage like they're supposed to. The Stalkers are able to focus fire what they need to, and the Guardian Shield's buying a ton of time for them to live longer. No force fields, which is also good. I know that force field can be really effective when used properly, but against Terran it's very difficult to use force fields, and Guardian Shield is overall more effective. So, more Zealots. Now they just got charge done. They were researching charge. They're going to take all the damage. It's perfect for this. Dark's excellent control of his Stalkers and use of Guardian Shield is allowing him to kind of just hit and run, loses his Zealots, and then falls back. Loses his Zealots and falls back. So he's going to try to lift off Civics Orbital Command. Should have called in a mule. I mean, there's no way you're going to get this out of here. It's going to be close, but once it gets on fire, trying to fix it is just not going to work. And so there's the fire. There's the fire. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker blow up. Or blow up, motherfucker. And so there we go. Dark did a great job. Macro fail, but like I said, as long as your aggression is able to do more damage than it took, and that is definitely more damage, guys. That is wonderful play by Dark there. Another 1,600 or so. 1,600 above his opponent. And so his macro fail that he got wasn't that bad, and he was able to spin it on a good expansion. So expand, probably won't be too surprised to see some upgrades going down. The armor is a really good choice, but weapons are always a natural choice. The weakened supply depot playing a role here. It's just great that he's able to take it out. He's stimmed and able to back up though safely. Great way to make your opponent on the defensive. 3-Rex aggression can be really deadly as Protoss, but if you're careful and do it right, you can, if you keep your Terran player on the defensive, it'll do really well. So we do have a robotics going down. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a Forge or some more War Grades going down. Also, a good chance. Dark Templar are really effective against Terran, especially those who have expanded. I mean, look, if you attacked with Dark Templar here, he couldn't do anything. He would just die. There's nothing he could do. Of course, Dark Templar can be very high risk, high reward. Personally, as a player, I don't like playing with them. Great pylon usage as well. You can see covering your entire base with power is great to warping units wherever you need them. And it's also very effective because you can, put a building where you need to. With good overlap, you are able to power a building with like 4 different pylons. 3 pylons for this guy here, but 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, that's not even 3. I hear you guys really like the troll voice. Today I'm going to go set up my bank account and get a haircut, so I will let you know how that works. I probably forgot to say this, but this game is pretty awesome, so dang it, my brain froze. Bank account. Oh yeah, computers. So I was talking on the forums about a new computer. I think it's not in the too far off possibility for me to actually buy it this year, but my birthday's like at the perfect range where I can get presents for Christmas and for my birthday, and so I'm feeling very confident that I will buy a new computer towards mid-February, guys. And so I will have a donation thing opened up, and the more money that goes in that now, the less I will ask for later. I'll probably kind of cut the price with the subs in half or something like that, not to try to like mooch off you guys or anything. But it costs a lot to get a new computer. It's money that like a weirdo like me doesn't have all the interesting force fields there. No, it's not money that I have all the time around, so... Well, I'll let you know as it gets closer. Any donations right now will be great, and if you donate significant money, which I haven't really decided yet, then I'll say whatever you'd like and whatever voice I have. So, force field's doing nothing. That's okay, though. Don't need a limited energy. Well enough for Guardian Shield. The only melee unit for the Terran army, the SCVs are coming in. Your SCVs are in the front lines. And so, SCVs are actually really effective as zealots because they're so cheap and they have so much health. Overall, Marines are about as effective, but then again, Marines are shooting. SCVs are just kind of floating around. Plus, if you've got good unit control, you can actually mess with the opponent's AI. They'll target the SCVs, and if you tell them to go mine, suddenly they'll stop focusing on them. So I don't know if they'll be able to do that mid-battle, but SCVs mining the shit out of the things reminds me of a 2v2 I did with Raven once. Thorn Raven, that bitch, where I was mining enemy zealots and zerglings with my probe. I'm like, come on guys, walk into the siege line. We do have quite a bit of stalkers. Like I said, he's doing a great job keeping his zealots low because they're taking the damage. Unfortunately, the stalkers' damage per second will not compare to a stemmed army. They're not stemmed up right now. With excellent blink, which that was good. Excellent blink though would be like, controlling each stalker individually. With excellent blink, you'd be able to take this easy. He does have +1 weapons coming down. I don't know how good that will be against your opponent. I know the armor and shield upgrades a lot better than I know the attack ones, obviously. Definitely is a focus fire with the Immortal well. It's not going to last very long. Not a good use of the Immortal. That's okay, though. So, Zealots coming out in front to take the damage some more. Stalkers just going to keep doing the damage they can. +1 really needs to be done. Could really chrono boost that, yeah. If it was done, then this would be a very different engagement, we'd be saying. Of course, with good blink micro and Dark's great control, his opponent's done a very all-in. As we can see, the only thing he's really got for him is mules. And the Protoss on the defensive has done an all-in defensive. You can see how he's got a lack of probes here. So he's kind of down to the knit and grit here. He doesn't have very much left, but he is warping in a sentry. The sentry's Guardian Shield needs to go down. Wait, doesn't have Guardian Shield. The sentry's going to die. Not a good thing to warp in, but doesn't have enough minerals, as you can see. So his only choices are really sentries at this time. He'll need the micro to survive. Trying to keep his opponent running around the base until he gets the probes where he's able to focus fire his opponent's units, warping in a couple sentries here. Should be great to add some damage per second. +1 weapons when it's done. It's so close. Can you guys feel it? It's only 19, 15 seconds away. And there's the last Marine being taken out. There's the last Marine being taken out. There's the last Marine being okay, whatever. Just leave it there. You're like, oh shit, it's shooting at my assimilator. And then, you know, Optimus Prime is just like, last bucket full. Definitely mules. Fortunately, mules do carry a really heavy drawback. I'm sure you guys know what that is. They mine your own minerals. So it's not like free minerals. A supply drop would actually have been more effective usage throughout the game so far. But of course, right now, he's not in any need of more supply depots, which I don't know why adding a little thing on top makes them double as effective. Supply depots, how the fuck do they work? Gonna do some damage. Gonna attempt to do some damage with a couple Stalkers. I don't remember how well he does here. His opponent's definitely not ready, but he's gonna have another resupply of units. So if he had pushed back a little faster, or at least even if he ignored that Marine, he probably could have won the game, especially if he was able to snipe out a couple of the tech labs, which not easy, but falling back though. Oh yeah, because he's got an observer. I'm like, why is he falling back? Oh yeah, observer. So great observer usage for sure. I mean, observers are receiving a buff soon, a buff that I really wanted to see for a while. They're lowering the cost from 5,100 to 2,575. And so making a robotics facility just for observers is definitely more, excuse me, it's definitely more of a viable option now. Oh man, I love to see Micro. Micro just gets me off. And so, messing up Marine Marauder, not making SCVs. Freaking mules. Let's just laugh at the mule for a while. Dude, like, you don't even know, I'm gonna mine 30 minerals, okay? What does it say about mules? Well, actually, it would say right here. Prototype harvesting it. Gathers minerals more quickly than mules last 90 seconds. Like, why would something last 90 seconds before its system fails? Sir, I have this idea for a machine. What's your idea? I think we should make a machine that runs out of energy after 90 seconds. What? A little bit of chrono boost. I know that it's good to use. It's good to use chrono boost on pairs of probes, but definitely you can see he's moving out. So he's doing a very Zerg thing, playing defensive and making units when he has to. Unfortunately, I think he'll do okay. There's not enough Marauders to really slow. And with stem, or not stem, charge, he should be doing pretty well. Unfortunately, force fields are. If his opponent fell back and let his shields recharge, which he is. So this is actually, the force fields were good this time. Although force fields in conjunction with charge can be a very bad thing if you're not careful about how you use them. Force fields are always best to cut your opponent's army in half and let one half be in the front of the zealot's charge. So force fields going down, definitely messing with his opponent's micro, I think. Not as effective in terms of their usefulness. You can see how all the units are still fighting. But spread them out in a way that makes the more fragile Stalkers and Sentries able to survive longer. You're going to need the Blink Micro once again, but he's doing a good job staying in the game. He's getting back into the game himself, while his opponent is just trying to mule up and end it right now, which is very logical since he has no SCVs left. 2 more Zealots coming in. That would be just fine to deal with this. They're going to charge right towards the enemy and chop him up in little bits. Look at that poor Marauder. It's like, dude.
Yeah, you don't even know. I got custom shell. You're not allowed to do that.
2 Marines just hanging out right there. Definitely not where you want to be because we got shields, bitch, and we're up in your grill with our side blades. There we go. Okay, so opponent is down to, he's still doing 4 racks. That's the extent of your taking up factory. So with an observer and he knows he's completely safe, he could pretty much go for whatever he wants. It's mostly Banshees that we have to be careful about as Protoss players. Definitely not using Chrono Boost Dark. I would suggest that you start using it more. I know that I like to warp in pairs of probes as well. I don't like chrono boosting one out, but at this point in the game, you definitely could benefit from the extra probe. And so getting in 5 minerals from each of your probes that you've made so far would, you know, that'd be a couple extra zealots. So, but overall, your macro is staying on top. It's you're doing a good job staying on top of your macro. Your army's looking good, especially because you both did kind of. He did an all in, and you defended it with great micros. So, opponent's going a lot. Thankful he got off the gas with 1,000 gas, and now he's just probably making a lot of Marine Marauder. I know as a Protoss player, I'd feel pretty sexy if I'd be like, hello ladies, I am Darkomicron, and I'm sexy. My secret is second account. It's not though. Dark is a good player. This is pretty good. I would definitely want to see it. Actually, I think he just warped one in. A sentry, yes. Great unit composition. Very important, guys. You can see how important it is here. You can defeat MM with just gateway, but you'll probably need blink or charge. Definitely charge is a good one. What was I saying though? Oh, as a Terran player, as a Protoss player, I can't really say what I would want to do as a Terran player in this position. I mean, you're running out of minerals. You need to expand. Your opponent's ahead of expansion, and so I'd probably stick with a tried and true, as in, like, good luck everybody. Good luck everybody else. Like I say, as Protoss, if you're going to die and you're, like, guaranteed, just go Dark Templar and hope for the best. It probably won't work, but then again, it might. Go Mule. Fucking bitch. Look at that. He's like...
Dude, look at me. I got a rocket. I'm so cool. I'm gonna go back in mine now. Let's go fight, dude.
Definitely the final all-in. You can see the observer's completely ready for it. We might see some force fields slow down his opponent. No, but we do have charge lots. Great amount of charge lots here. Switching from more heavy to charge lot. Blink would not be very effective in this position until he's on the defensive. His opponent's all-in is very, very all-in-y, but he does have more probes to defend. Definitely needs the Guardian Shield over the force field. Don't forget, guys, Guardian Shield is where it's at, brah. Great blink control is going to make his opponents waste his stim. Blink can be a very crucial part to that. Once you lose the first zealot, just blink back and let him run after you until his stim runs out. So, hit and run back and forth. That's okay to lose the Nexus at this time. You want to try not to, though, because you don't have really enough for another expansion. He's really focused on his army because he knows that if he takes it out, you're dead. So, your probes are fighting for the might of Ire. Probes are so awesome. Like, dude, we gotta fight for Ire. And then, you know, Jesse's like,
Dude, I don't want to go fight. This is dumb. I don't want to fight.
great blink control. Save your buddy. Save your buddy. Oh, beautiful. One HP. This might be one of those times where you need to abuse the power of your shields. Let them damage your buildings a shit ton, and then move in when you finally have your own shields regenerated. Being able to keep Stalker alive at 1 HP is exactly where you need it at. Your probes are going to be able to fight this off. I think it's going to be so close. I gotta blah, blah. Oh, your Stalkers are doing a great job hitting on top of them. Focus firing Marauders appropriately. Good stem, good stem. That's not what I wanted to say. Need good blink micro. It's going to be close. Marines they're so weak, though. If this guy dies, he's going to die. Oh my god, that is definitely the definition of that guy. That guy. He's so baller. 1 HP, 3 shields, like fuck off. And his opponent is left with La. Surprisingly, if OpTiMuSPriME had macro, which when you're doing an all-in and you have no SCVs, this is big macro fail. 250 minerals. 5 more Marines would probably have won that game. You guys can see how tooth and nail those diamond replays can be. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely enjoyed that game. Dark, you didn't fail to impress. I'm sorry I couldn't put you on like super ultra settings for the win. Everyone happy. But I'm glad that you guys enjoyed this cast. Thank you for watching my cast. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for thumbs up. Thank you for leaving comments. And thank you for watching The Wolf in general. I made a dog bark outside. I'm getting good at that.